What were you doing on September 11th, 2001?
On September 11, 2001, I was living in Cuba, and I was 15 at the time.
Where were you on September 11th?
I was home. A neighbor came in, and he said that he learned on the news that there have been an attack in the United States, and that's it. I didn't pay any attention to it, and I didn't hear anything more about it.
What is something that you remember on September 11th to this day?
September 11 of any year, or on that specific year?
Specific year.
Which specific year? 2001?
Yes.
All I remember is me being at home and someone coming in and saying that there have been an attack on New York, in the United States. And that's all I remember.
How did you feel?
I didn't feel anything. I was not living here, and so I was too young. I didn't pay attention to it.
How did the events impact your life?
Well, I did immigrated to the United States in 2005, and sometime after I was living here, I started to know the history, get to know the history of the attacks of 9/11, and of course that made me sad to think that so many people lost their lives on that day, and that it was the greatest attack, terrorist attack in the history of the United States.
What do you remember most vividly?
About the incident?
Yes.
Well, again, when it actually happened, I didn't see anything about it. I learned about the event years after, when I moved to the United States. But now I know what happened. I've seen video footage of it, and I just remember the in of buildings, people crying, people desperate, firefighters, and also from people who were either at the event or people who were living very close to the event, and they gave me stories of, for example, the phone signals going off, some people losing power, schools going into a full lockdown, and people not being able to drive home because of issues on the street, or just basically panic. People just went into panic mode, and there was just absolute chaos.
What images did you see on TV about 9/11?
The typical images you see, even today, you still see new videos coming up, probably fake videos about the planes hitting the tower, obviously firefighters running to the towers, some people running away from the towers, people with blood on their shirts or on their clothing, construction debris all over the place, and a lot of chaos. That's basically what I see.
What was it like the next day?
Well, there wasn't a next day for me because I didn't live here, but there have been people telling me that it was a very sad moment in the times that they were living in. And schools, I don't remember if schools were closed for a while, but the country was on a high alert, and we were possibly expecting maybe more attacks. So I know that people were paying attention to everything that was going on in the news, and just seeing what was happening and all of the recovery that was taking place, lives being rescued, and some that were lost.
Did anyone who you know died in this event?
No, not directly. I do know of people who lost loved ones there, but not directly, no.
Finally, last question. How does 9/11 affect you today?
Well, it affected me greatly. I used to work at Chase Bank in New Jersey, but we would do trainings, like weekly trainings in Lower Manhattan. And the building that Chase owns over there is actually 2 blocks away from the site where the attacks happened. And I would see how they were excavating, and how were they building the new Twin Towers. And it was impressive to see, and sad at the same time to see that to think that of what happened there so many years ago, and the devastation that it left, and all of the lives that were lost. I think it was over 2,900 people lost their lives that day, and also, of course, it's considered the greatest terrorist attack in the history of the United States.
Thank you.
You're welcome.